Hey guys. So I just thought while it's still fresh in my head that I would do the second episode recap. And I will let you guys know that I'll let you guys know now that, there are spoilers. And for those of you who don't want to be spoiled, please don't watch this until you have seen the episode. That being said, if you still decide to watch it anyways, well, it is at your own risk because I gave you a heads up. Anyways, so let's get going. By the way, sorry, my child or Mother Nature, either or, decided you're going to be sick. Which I love my child, but fuck that shit. And if it's Mother Nature because the weather is changing, fuck you, Mother Nature. anyways, this one starts off with the lady that visited the psych ward when it was pouring down raining, and the guy told her that Mr. Jingles had escaped, basically. And so when she went to investigate, she saw an article on the side of... Now, mind you, this part's in the previous. But the reason that she's at the camp is because she sees an article that was beside Mr. Jingles' bed that says that the camp was open again. So, fast forwarding to this episode, she shows up at the camp and was looking for... I found her name was Margaret. The religious fucking nut. I don't like her already. Can you tell? Anyways. So basically, she tells her that, the lady tells Margaret that she's been trying to contact her and that she should close the camp and stuff. And basically, she's like, who are you? And why is it so important that you've come to visit me? And, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, hang on a second. Shit. She's like, you should not have opened this camp back up because Mr. Jingles is loose, basically. And she's like, I will not close this place. And she said something, I don't know, she said some stupid religious bullshit. And I don't know, she's like, if the police, you can call the police if you want, but they're not going to do anything, and blah 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 blah. And so she pulls out a gun and just keeps talking, and the lady's just like, if y'all don't fucking get the fuck out of here, y'all are gonna die. And so then she leaves eventually, and she hits something. She hits a flat tire, and she pulls off to the side of the road, and she sees in the rear view mirror, and she's watching like a fucking hawk, these headlights that are coming up from behind her, kind of slow. Now, at first you don't see anything but the headlights, and then as it gets closer, you see the orange lights on the top. They weren't flashing. It was like back in the 80s, so all you see was the lights on the top. So she's thinking that it's like roadside assistance at that time. So she kind of has like a sigh of relief a little bit, but she's still cautious. And she sees a guy get out. Well, you don't see what he looks like until he gets close to her window. So she said something about her flat tire And so you hear jingling sounds. So she's like all like stressed out, thinking, oh fuck, it's Mr. Jingles. And the guy pulls out whatever it is that she hit, and it's this big chunk of something, some sharp object that was in her tire, and comes up to her window. She's all nervous. So she starts putting her window up some, and I don't blame her, I would. And come to find out, guess who it was? Yeah, it's that asshole. He pulls her out of the window after he breaks the window, and then he kills her. Yeah, because it's Mr. Jingles. Then it shows the kids in the camp. They're all like socializing, whatever. Brooke's sitting aside. She's on her bed. She's just kind of calming herself, I guess, or just kind of trying to calm herself down from what had just happened, basically. And she sees on the TV that there was a murder at the gas station that they were just at. Basically, she's like, oh my god, did you guys just see that? Basically, they were just showing the gas attendant that got killed by Mr. Jingles, and they turned around when it was already over, and it was some commercial or blah 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 blah. She's like, no, there was a murder at the gas station we were just at. The guy that the attendant was just killed, and it's probably Mr. Jingles. And they're all like, they don't believe her or whatever. She's like, I know what I saw. I know I'm not crazy. Whatever. And, so then the religious woman, Margaret, I found out her name is. Anyways, so she said something about the place is going to be closed off. Basically they have to be in their own areas and in bed in like 20 minutes. And so she takes all the drinks away and, everything that's considered a sin or whatever. She walks away, whatever. So the guys have to shower at night, girls have to shower during the day. And so the guys were hitting the showers, they're looking for, stuff to use. And so they're like, one dude that's like the head counselor, whatever, he's like, this isn't like a spa or anything. So basically Xavier, which is like, I'll just use my beach towel. So he goes to his bunk to get his beach towel, and then this guy kidnaps him in the car. I don't know, they're just sitting in the car. But he pulls him in the car and was just like, I don't know, they're just talking, and basically he wants Xavier to do an adult film. And Xavier's like, no, I don't want to do that. You just said I had to do one. And it was for a gay porn film, basically. He's like, I'm not gay, dude. And the only reason he did it is because of the money. So he's trying to tell him that he's got to do it again. And he's like, no, fuck this. So he gets out of the car and just walks off, whatever. The guy gets out, goes over to the shower or whatever, and there's a little hole where you can peep in, and he's probably gay. He's peeping through the peephole, watching the guys shower. Next thing you know, stab right in the back of his head. So basically he's got like a machete or some shit like that stuck in the middle, in the back of his head through the hole. Um, obviously they don't know this. Sorry. Obviously they don't know this until like way after they're already dressed and all this stuff. But, then once it came back from a commercial break, Brooke is sitting there on the dock, just whatever. She's just chilling on the dock, just, because I don't know. She feels something on her, like beneath her feet, and she looks down and she sees a body. She's like, "Oh fuck this," and she gets up to go run away, and there is the Night Stalker dude, the dude that broke into her apartment that's trying to kill her. She's like, "Oh my god, how the fuck did you find me?" And blah blah blah. He says his thing. He starts coming after her and tries to stab her. He misses. He gets his knife caught in the dock, so she gets up, smacks him with the oar, and then like runs. Then he gets up, starts chasing the bitch, and in the woods you see the guy that they hit, supposedly hit, and he stops the dude, and he's like, and I'm calling it now, I honestly think that the hippie dude that they hit is a ghost, because he looks at the guy and says, "You shouldn't be here," whatever, and the guy takes his little blade, slices his stomach open, then the guy has his guts hanging out, and then, like, the killer dude, like, slices his neck, and then, the guy dies. The reason I say he's not a ghost is because after the stalker dude runs after Brooke, she's back at her cabin with Montana, and she's flipping out because she's like, "Oh my god, that stalker dude's here. He followed us, blah 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 blah." And he's watching them, and the hippie dude comes back like nothing ever happened, and he looks at him. The killer dude looks at him and is just like, "How the fuck are you here? I sliced you open, basically." And the guy doesn't realize he's a ghost, and so the killer stabs hippie in the neck, and whatever, and then he gets up, watches the girls, and then turns around, and then dude's gone. The hippie's gone. So that's what made me think, okay, maybe the hippie is a ghost, because he disappeared. So Montana and Brooke go inside, and she's flipping the fuck out, whatever, blah blah blah. She's talking to Brooke about her, her wedding and stuff, and she's supposed to marry this one guy, and she gets freaked out when she's by herself. So she had a friend of his stay over, and the guy slept on the couch while she slept in her room because she was too scared to be by herself. And her fiance was just like, "No, I don't believe you. I think you guys were fucking all this time." And he kills his best man, her father, who tries to stop him. And then everyone runs out of the church, and he ends up killing himself. And so there's Brooke wearing this puffy 1980s wedding dress, just flipping the fuck out. This is, mind you, a flashback. And she's telling Montana all of this, and she's just like, I don't know, she's just flipping out. And then it switches back to the guys. Actually, no. Did it switch to the guys? No, it didn't switch to the guys just yet. It shows the killer, or Night Stalker, we're just going to call him Night Stalker. He ends up in the religious bitch's cabin. And, you know, they get to talking and stuff, and she's just doing her religious thing. And she's talking to him, and she's not really scared of him at all. And he's talking about, because she said something about, he says he sees this dude, because he took his little ID thing, and he's like, there's this dude that I killed, and he keeps coming back, which is the hippie. And she's like, he's been dead for however many years, for like 15 years or some shit like that. And then they're talking and talking and talking. And so he talks about his past. His mother, I think it's his mother, somebody was pregnant in this one factory where, like, if you breathe in the fumes, it's very hazardous. So basically, I think it's his cousin, who ends up, it was his cousin that was in the womb. And so when he gets older, he ends up having seizures. And one thing you should never do, because I have epilepsy, if someone's having a seizure, do not put anything in their mouth, which is exactly what the person in his family did. I'm not sure who the guy was. I don't know if it's his dad or what, but he put something in the kid's mouth, and I'm like, are you fucking idiot? Anyways, or they just didn't really fucking care. And so here he was, this young kid, observing all this stuff. Like, somebody else was outside arguing or whatever. Bad time. And so, back to now, because that was his little flashback. Margaret, that's her name, just felt sorry for him, and, you know, just, I don't know, she tried to do her religious thing, and she's trying to help him fight God, and, so, she doesn't believe that the guy's still around and whatever, but she later finds out that the ghost of, or she just finds out that the hippie is a ghost, basically, because she knows who he is, he knows who she is, but she's like, I think you're a ghost. And so switching to the boys are flipping the fuck out because they see this gay dude who's got a thing in the back of his head. They're flipping out, and Brooke, Montana, and Xavier go to where they're at. And they're flipping out to Xavier's trying to play it off like he doesn't know the guy, but he later admits it to Montana, and older jock dude. The older jock dude actually pulls the guy out of there, and they think, at first they think it's the Night Stalker dude. He's like, guys, I don't think this is the Night Stalker dude. because the guy is missing an ear. So then they realize, oh fuck, Mr. Jingles was here. So they go to run to the van that they have, and they're like, yeah, fuck this place, we're getting out of here. Well, while they're on their way out, the nurse who is in there doing her thing, she gets scared, and she tries to stop them because she wants to get out too. And so they run into Margaret's car. Which, fuck her. She deserves it. So then they go back and they look for, well, because 2 people have 2 cars, but they aren't going to fit everyone. So they split up into 2 teams, or 2 parties. One goes to the infirmary where the nurse's keys are. And in the other group, which is Xavier, Montana, and the jock dude, go to the other one to get his keys. Xavier finds the jock's keys, and they're gonna get ready to go, and he's flipping out because he's like, this wasn't supposed to happen. I'm sorry. If I didn't come here, none of this would have happened. Blah, 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 blah. And in the meantime, on the other side, with Brooke, Chet, the nurse, and, the fuck was his name? Ray? They can't find her keys. So Brooke hears something, and she goes and locks the front door, and they're all just, like, standing against the wall while there's, like, banging at the door. There's banging at the door at the infirmary, which is where you see the Night Stalker go, because he's looking at the signs. And then there's a banging at the other door. So you gotta figure out who is who. Is it Jingles, or is it the other dude? Personally, I think that the Night Stalker is over at the infirmary, and Mr. Jingles could possibly be at the other one. But we'll see how it goes. Pretty much they left you on a cliffhanger at that point because they stop it there. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? When it's starting to get really good, you have to stop it. But that's what makes the show good. What do I think is going to happen? I don't know. All I know is I don't like Margaret. She is just a bitch. She's kind of stuck up. So I hope she gets it. She gets X'd. The only reason... Okay. I didn't really like her in Apocalypse. At least the modern day version of her. Because she was just an untitled little brat bitch. When she was a witch, though, when they went back to Coven side of it, she was okay. In Cult, I didn't like her because she was an annoying little bitch, too. As she is in this one. Ooh, bless me. Anyways, I don't know who the next person is to die. Clearly, it's not anybody at the camp yet. But I'm sure it's coming. Shit. Sorry, y'all. So, from what I saw in the previews, I don't know. Personally, I think that maybe Jingles is at the cabin with Xavier, Montana, and the jock. The older jock. I forget his name. Fact. And then I think at the other cabin with Brooke, Chet, Ray, and the nurse. It's the other dude. Come on, man. Where is the cast? I don't care. I want to see who the cast is because I want to see everyone's names. This is being annoying. Sorry, guys. I know. Maybe not the most entertaining. But I'm trying to get it. Where is the cast? Here we go. Okay, so who is the one dude? Alright, hold on a second. Hang on one second. Okay, no, I was looking for the names, and I think the guy's name is Trevor. The older dude. That, you know, the older jock dude. So, yeah. I was looking for the names, and, like, IMDb was just, like, not showing me. I'm like, what the fuck is it, man? Anyways, so, yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. It's too early for them to escape, because if they were to escape, then there would be no show, and it's only the second episode. So, ooh. Somebody actually wrote a synopsis. Let's see what this one says. Margaret learns that Richter, which is Richard. Wait, Richter. Oh, Mr. Jingles. I don't know why they just didn't say that. She finds out that Mr. Jingles escapes, but insists that the camp will stay open as usual. Brooke is shaken after a phone call with Mr. Jingles and opens up to Montana about who attempts to seduce her, much to her shock. Xavier pursues a man named Blake, who is forced him into gay pornography when pulled into a car by the latter. However, Xavier offers Trevor as a replacement. Instead, Blake is killed by Mr. Jingles while Brooke is chased by the Night Stalker after seeing a body in the lake, but overpowers him, resulting in the hiker being constantly killed, the hippie dude, and resurrected by the latter, revealing that he was a counselor in the 70s. The counselors find Blake's body with his ear severed, assuming that Mr. Jingles has found his way to the camp and are hunting them down. Margaret is approached by Richard Ramirez, which is the Night Stalker, and she hires him to defend and protect the children, which is a stupid idea. You're gonna find that out later, bitch. Anyways, the counselor attempts to escape, but splits into two groups to retrieve keys, while Margaret deduces the hiker is a ghost. Both groups, led by Trevor and Rita is the nurse, cannot find their keys, except Trevor finds his, and then are individually surrounded by someone outside the cabin banging on the door. That's basically the short and sweet version of it. I know. I put too much details into it. This is like the little synopsis from Wikipedia. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens next week. Sorry if this is a little bit boring, but whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. I am. once it actually starts getting good, they like to leave you with cliffhangers. Motherfucker. Why? I don't know. We'll see what happens next week. I'll talk to you guys later. Good night.